Imagine this. You're driving home after a long day. The familiar sights of your neighborhood begin to scroll past your window. You signal, turn, and in your rearview mirror, you see the flash of red and blue lights. Your heart skips a beat. A routine traffic stop is stressful enough, but as you pull over, your anxiety shifts into pure dread when a second, unmarked vehicle pulls up behind the patrol car. Two individuals in plain clothes, with a stern, official demeanor, approach alongside the police officer. One holds up a badge. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, they say. We'd like to ask you a few questions. In this moment, your mind goes blank. The future of your life in this country, your family's stability, everything you've built, suddenly hinges on the next few words you utter. The pressure is immense. The stakes are unimaginably high. And fear is the loudest voice in your head. What do you do? More importantly, what do you say? The answer is both profoundly simple and critically powerful, a shield forged from the Constitution itself. This is not a theoretical drill. This is a reality for thousands. Your response in those first seconds can determine the entire trajectory of what follows. This comprehensive guide is designed to be your mental armor. We will dissect, in meticulous detail, the legal landscape, the tactics employed, the exact phrases you must memorize, and the silent power you hold but may not know how to wield. We will move from the philosophical foundations of your rights to the granular, step-by-step script of the encounter itself. This is not about fostering distrust of law enforcement broadly, but about understanding a specific and potent threat, the intersection of local police and federal immigration enforcement, and how to navigate it with knowledge as your primary defense. The goal is to transform paralyzing fear into prepared, calm, and lawful resistance. Part 1. The foundation, understanding the roles and the rights. To effectively defend yourself, you must first understand the players and the rulebook, the actors on the stage. Local/state police officer. This is typically the person who initiated the traffic stop for a violation like speeding, a broken taillight, or an expired registration. Their primary jurisdiction is state and local law. Their authority to detain you is generally limited to the time necessary to address the traffic violation and conduct matters related to officer safety. ICE officers, deportation officers, these are federal agents from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, a branch of the Department of Homeland Security, DHS. Their mandate is immigration enforcement. They do not have the general policing authority to pull you over for a traffic violation, but they can, and do, arrive on scene during stops initiated by others, or conduct their own operations at sensitive locations. CBP officers, Border Patrol agents, while often discussed interchangeably with ICE, U.S. Customs and Border Protection is a separate agency. Their legal authority for warrantless stops and inquiries is broadly construed within 100 miles of any U.S. external boundary, including coasts, an area covering nearly 2/3 of the U.S. population. They may also appear at traffic stops, particularly in these zones. The constitutional bedrock, the Fourth and Fifth Amendments. Your entire strategy is built upon two pillars of the Bill of Rights. The Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. It requires that government intrusions be justified by probable cause and, with specific exceptions, authorized by a warrant. A traffic stop is a seizure, and its duration and scope are constitutionally limited. The Fifth Amendment guarantees that no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. This is your right to remain silent. Critically, immigration proceedings are considered civil in nature, but the Supreme Court has affirmed that the privilege against self-incrimination applies in any proceeding where the answers might be used in a subsequent criminal case, or where the individual reasonably believes disclosure could be incriminating. The crucial legal concept, consent. Perhaps the single most important word in this context is consent. ICE agents, especially when they lack a judicial warrant signed by a judge, routinely rely on individuals consenting to questioning, to providing documents, or to a search. Your consent makes their job legally effortless. The moment you say, "Yes, you can ask me questions," or "Yes, I am from Mexico," or yes, you can look in my car, you have voluntarily waived significant constitutional protections. The law does not require you to be helpful to an agent seeking to deport you. Your cooperation is not a moral obligation. It is a legal choice and often a catastrophic one. Part 2. The encounter. Second-by-second breakdown. Let's return to our scenario. The police officer has completed their business. They've written a ticket or given a warning. They should tell you you're free to go. But instead, they say, hold on a moment. These agents have some questions for you. Or the agents simply step forward as the officer steps back. Phase 1. The initial approach and identification. The agents will likely show a badge and identify themselves. They may seem polite, even friendly. This is a tactical approach designed to lower your guard. Their goal is to start a conversation. What they might say, "Good afternoon. We're with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Mind if we ask you a few questions?" What they're hoping you'll say, "Yes, of course," or "What's this about?" or simply a nervous nod. Your immediate and calm response must be, "I choose to remain silent and I wish to speak to a lawyer." This is the core statement. It is clear, unequivocal, and invokes two fundamental rights. Say it in English if you can. If you are more comfortable in another language, say it clearly in that language. Me mantengo en silencio y quiero hablar con un abogado. Then stop talking. Phase 2. The onslaught of questions. Once you invoke your rights, the pressure will often intensify. The agents are trained to overcome this refusal. They will try different tactics. You must be prepared for all of them. Tactic 1. The baffled bully. Why won't you talk to us? If you have nothing to hide, you should cooperate. You're just making this harder on yourself. Your internal mantra, "This is a lie." Talking never makes it easier in immigration enforcement. It only provides evidence. Your refusal to speak cannot be held against you in a court of law. Do not engage. Do not explain. You can shake your head no, or simply state again, "I am remaining silent." Tactic 2. The false friend. "Look, we're just trying to get some information. We can help you if you help us. Just tell us where you were born." It's a simple question. Your internal mantra, the very first question, "Where were you born?" is the trap. Your answer is the primary evidence for removal. There is no help they are offering that outweighs the peril of answering. Repeat your statement. "I choose to remain silent." Tactic 3. The document demand. Just show us your papers. Your passport, your visa, your ID. Let's see what you have. Your response. In the United States, there is no general law requiring a person to carry identification or papers. Non-citizens are required by federal law, 8 U.S.C. Section 1304, to carry their immigration registration documents if they have them. However, you're not required to produce them on the spot unless the agent has reasonable suspicion of your undocumented status. By remaining silent, you are not giving them the facts needed to form that reasonable suspicion. Do not rummage through your glove compartment or wallet. Calmly state, "I do not consent to any search. I am remaining silent." Tactic 4. The threat of detention. If you don't answer, we're just going to have to take you with us. Is that what you want? Just answer the question and we can sort this out here. Your internal mantra. This is often a bluff. They need a legal basis to detain you. Your silence is not that basis. If they had sufficient evidence to lawfully arrest you, they likely already would have. By threatening, they are admitting they need your cooperation to build their case. Do not give in. Stay silent. The supreme weapon, the judicial warrant. Throughout this, you must understand the power of a warrant. An ICE administrative warrant is not a judicial warrant. ICE officers often carry a Form I-200 warrant for arrest of alien. This is an administrative warrant signed by another ICE official or a DHS supervisor, not a judge. It does not grant them the authority to enter a private home without consent, and its power during a public stop is limited. You have the right to ask, "Is that a judicial warrant signed by a judge?" If it is not, and it almost never is in these spontaneous stops, you can and should say, "I do not recognize the authority of that administrative warrant." A judicial warrant is different. If an agent produces a warrant signed by a federal court judge, you must comply. However, you have the right to see it. It should have your correct name and address. Do not simply take their word for it. Ask to read it. Part 3. The critical nuances and common pitfalls. The passenger's rights. Everything outlined applies equally to passengers. Your status in the car does not diminish your constitutional rights. You too can and should say, I choose to remain silent. The language barrier. If you do not understand, say so clearly. No hablo inglés. Do not sign any document you do not fully understand. Request an interpreter. The agents are legally obligated to provide one for crucial interactions, though they may try to proceed without one. The power of recording. Know your state's laws regarding recording. In many states, you have the right to record your own interactions with law enforcement in public places. Saying clearly, I am recording this interaction for my own records, can have a profoundly moderating effect on an officer's or agent's behavior. Never lie. The impulse to give a fake name or false birthplace is strong. Resist it. Providing false information to a federal officer is a separate criminal offense, 18 U.S.C. Section 1001, that can lead to imprisonment and will devastate any future immigration case. Silence is legal. Lying is a crime. The family plan. This knowledge is not just for you. Every member of your family, every member of your community needs this script. Have a plan. Know the number of a reputable immigration attorney or legal aid organization and have it memorized or stored in your phone under an inconspicuous name. Designate a point of contact who will not be in the same car as you. Part 4. The aftermath if you are detained. Despite your perfect defense, you may still be detained. The system is imperfect and rights are sometimes violated. Continue your silence. Do not answer questions in the transport vehicle or at the booking facility. The only information you should provide is your true name to facilitate contact with your lawyer and family. Repeat, I choose to remain silent. I want a lawyer. The phone call. Use your one phone call to contact your designated family member or attorney, not to emotionally unload to a friend. Tell them, I have been detained by ICE. My location is try to ascertain where you are. I have remained silent. Please contact the lawyer. Do not sign anything. You may be presented with forms, including a stipulated removal order or voluntary departure papers. Signing these is equivalent to signing your own deportation. Do not sign anything without your lawyer present and explaining it to you. Now consider this pivotal moment of decision. An agent leans in, his tone shifting from casual to cold, and says, last chance. Tell me where you were born, or the next time you see your family could be in a detention center 1,000 miles away. What's it going to be? In that suspended second, with your heart pounding in your ears, what is the one phrase that holds the power to protect you? The answer, now etched into your mind, is your shield. It is the exercise of a right older than the agency questioning you. It is the word no, delivered not as defiance, but as doctrine. This knowledge is your first and best defense. But it is only powerful if it is shared. The difference between panic and power is preparation. We have covered the essential script, but the landscape of immigration law is vast and constantly shifting. For continuing deep dives into your rights, analyses of court decisions that affect these encounters, and practical guides for building a family safety plan, you need a reliable source of information. Don't navigate this complex and frightening terrain alone. Subscribe to our channel for clear, legally sound guidance that empowers you and your community. Turn the volume of fear down and turn the power of knowledge up. Hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update that could one day save your future.